Top free agents left after week one. I'm Mitchell Renz. 8 feet away from me is Tom Downey. We're going to be breaking down some of the top guys on the market and where they could potentially go. We got to start the show off with Earl Thomas. Ooh, this one's juicy.
Now, many NFL teams, or fans I should say, most of the Cowboys, have made a big deal about this part. And this is why we're doing this. The vested veteran explanation or description, however you guys want to call it. A vested veteran is a player with at least 4+ years of experience. If they sign before week one or on a week one roster, their base salary becomes fully guaranteed.
All right.
If they sign afterwards, it is not fully guaranteed. It's only partially guaranteed. So if you're looking at a player who, I don't know, maybe has a litany of off-the-field concerns for you, you'd probably want to be extra safe unless you were convinced he was going to be a changed guy. I think for Earl Thomas right now, that's not the case. The fact that E.T., one of the best safeties in the NFL from what we've seen over his NFL career, isn't signed is very telling.
The fact that E.T. got sent home, that ain't good.
That is a nice joke there. That is significant.
Yeah.
So there are concerns around Earl Thomas. Now, with that said, some potential fits that will probably end up being wrong, but let's have fun here,
I actually thought this was you, like Tom, this potential fits.
No, no one ever calls me Thomas. Cowboys, for obvious reasons, I'm not convinced they're interested. The Cleveland Browns could hit the panic button and add Earl Thomas. There's some familiarity with Dan Quinn in Atlanta. Houston needs another safety because I don't like outside of Justin Reid right now. And I threw the Raiders on there for you, Mitch, because Eric Harris looked like crap.
Yeah, he played bad, and they gave up 30 points to the Carolina Panthers. So walk us through this timeline that has been so incredible.
So first off, this is what we know about.
True.
I want to emphasize that part.
That's very true.
Because there's a lot of stuff we don't get to know about. Back in April, there was I still can't figure out what clever phrase to call it, the E.T. gets caught away from home situation with his brother in it was an orgy. I don't really know what else to say there. You Google it if you want. Just
typo in the comments.
Use incognito if you need to. The Ravens were upset because Thomas never told them.
Correct.
And then later in camp in August, Thomas blew a coverage. He went rogue as he was doing at times last year in actual games, punched a teammate in a fight at practice. The Ravens got together and voted and said he's off the team.
Good.
The players didn't want him. He was that big of a locker room issue for a team that needed him to help make a deep playoff push. They thought they were going to be better without him on the field. He's a great on-the-field player.
No doubt.
But if you don't trust him in your locker room, you don't bring that guy in. And I think so far, that's what we've seen. Because if a team trusted him, they would have picked him up already. Even if they wait till after the vested veteran window, they don't trust him right now.
So, y'all, I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. Is Earl Thomas worth the risk? I want you to type Y for yes or type N for no. So for those of you that are watching this right now on YouTube, you're going to get hit with the YouTube ad break. While you're getting hit with that ad, scroll on down. Let me know Y for yes or N for no. It's time to eat. Damon Snacks Harrison next up here on our list.
Nice joke there, Mitch. Harrison, again, I'm a little surprised he's unsigned because this is a veteran run stopper. Now, that role doesn't really carry value in today's NFL, and he is coming off of an injury, and in the free agency phase, I'm like, well, maybe teams are concerned about that, but we're past that window. You can bring players in for visits and workouts, so maybe it's not just the injury thing. But if you want a 1 or 1.5 down run stopper,
he's good.
Damon Harrison.
Absolutely.
And I think there are a variety of teams who could use that right now. I was pretty unimpressed by the Minnesota Vikings run defense in week 1.
43.
Yeah, it was not good. The whole defense for Minnesota looked pretty bad against the apparently fired up Aaron Rodgers. The Bears let Adrian Peterson run over them. They're clearly missing Eddie Goldman right now. The Cowboys, it looked like the Rams playoff game. They got no interior push whatsoever. The DTs look bad again. Houston let Clyde Edwards-Helaire abuse them. They're missing some guys up front. And Seattle needs a third interior guy behind Poona Ford and Jaron Reed. They'd been linked to Harrison before. I still think it makes some sense.
I think it's safe to say that a lot of teams could actually use a player like Snacks Harrison.
Cheap run stopper? Yeah, it helps.
So, trying to stay safe here. Chatsports.com/stay safe is how you do that. 3-pack of face masks available for y'all. If you go to the comments section, also that link, it's going to be available in the description. You can get a pack of 4 for $29.99. If you just need one mask, we also got that available for you too. All 32 teams, players' masks available. Chatsports.com/stay safe. Plus, Tom, they are safe to wash in the washer. So.
Which is important because you don't want these getting all smelly. They're supposed to be single-use times as well. So you have a bunch of them. Just get 7, 1 per each day of the week. There you go. You're set.
All right, Eric Reid next up here on our top free agents who could sign.
Of all the players we're going to discuss here of guys who could benefit from the week 1 vested veteran thing ending, Eric Reid is the one I don't understand.
Yeah,
Why is he unsigned? Now, the tackles is a bad way to evaluate how good a player is. But he had 130 last year, 6 pass breakups, and 7 tackles for loss. Like, he's a good football player.
Yes.
I do not understand why Eric Reid is unsigned. Now, he's not a free safety. He's almost a strong safety linebacker, which I actually love. I want one of those guys on my team.
Who can cover a tight end great.
Exactly, who can sub in as a linebacker on passing downs because it's 2020 and teams go spread 80% of the time or whatever it is anyway. So there's a spot for Eric Reid in the NFL.
Absolutely.
We mentioned the Cowboys and Houston Texans. Both could use him as more of a typical strong safety. I would love to get Chris Banjo off the field for Arizona. I think that makes sense. Jacksonville, the safeties played okay in week 1, but I somehow doubt they'll keep that up. The Chargers don't need a free safety. They have Nasir Adderley in that role. They could use a strong safety. I think Eric Reid would fit that pretty well. If you're looking for a number 3 safety, Eric Reid's a great pickup at this stage in the season.
So what about some other top free agents out there? You got Clinton Dix.
A lot of safeties.
A lot of safeties. Demarius Randall released by the Raiders. Clinton Dix released by the Cowboys. Tony Jefferson, maybe not what he once was, but still I think a pretty solid player. Clayton Geathers, and then, wow.
Jaleel Addae.
Jaleel Addae.
Yeah, there you go. And it's Clayton Gathers.
Gathers.
Yeah, the E is, I should have given the pronunciation, guys. My fault.
It's all good.
Again, these are backup safeties. Clinton Dix and Randall couldn't make their own teams and needed safety help. That's a significant red flag for those 2 players, but maybe someone gives them another chance.
So don't miss our live NFL shows Monday and Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. In order so you never miss them, click that big red button that says subscribe, and also turn on your notifications so every single time we do release a video, every single time we do go live, you're in the comments, you're interacting with us. Monday, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. Prince Amukamara could be the next player to sign after the Raiders decided to let him go.
Don't give me that look. There aren't many good free agents. Okay, we're almost through week we're through week 1. There's nobody good.
Sure.
Again, Amukamara is bad a fair way to describe his camp performance for the Las Vegas Raiders?
Yeah, he didn't play well. The Raiders also that were trying to do this youth movement, and they looked really young against the Panthers in week 1.
With that said, there are teams who just need cornerback help. That is life in the NFL. The Panthers. Troy Pride got roasted. He's young.
Sure.
They tried to go with the Eli Apple route. He's hurt again. Atlanta Falcons, look, they have some injuries right now. I thought Isaiah Oliver did not fare very well. Neither did A.J. Terrell. Minnesota's gone with the full-fledged youth movement. Did not work against the Green Bay Packers. The Jets still sucking in the secondary. And the Eagles still need a number 2 corner opposite Darius Slay. I'm not convinced it's Amukamara, but they've tried so many different options. Keep throwing darts and see if maybe you get lucky. Again, you're past week 1. It's not that expensive to take a gamble on one of these older vet guys.
And, I mean, Amukamara is coming off a year where he might not have put up the best stats, but all you got to do is just go back. Also look at his 2018. He was one of the best cornerbacks in the National Football League in 2018.
And you know what a clever team could do is convince a player like Amukamara, hey, why don't you come on the practice squad for us? For a couple of games, we'll get you acclimated, or we'll promote you each week. That way, they'll be able to get him on the roster, not pay him as much, and have less risk for them while Amukamara gets another shot to actually emerge as a potential starter in the NFL.
So let us know in the comments section who is the best free agent left. If it's somebody that we haven't talked about yet, you can still throw them in the comments. Or if it is a player that we mentioned, let us know. If it's just talent, I think it's obviously Earl Thomas. But if I'm an NFL team, I'm picking up the phone. I'm calling Eric Reid. Running back time, Devonta Freeman. And I think the issue has not really been teams interested. There's been plenty of teams interested. It's been more or less he wants to be a starting running back, wants to be paid like one. But there's not a lot of those opportunities. And I thought the only team that really could give him that opportunity was the Jags. And he went there and, well, didn't get a deal done.
Which was weird. Like Freeman changes agents and they go, okay, he's going to sign this time. Then he goes down to Jacksonville, Is he asking for too much money? Is he not in great shape?
True.
That might be a
Injured?
possibility there. There is more of a potential chance now for Freeman as he waits for, teams to lose players to injury. You saw Miles Sanders miss week 1. Maybe Philadelphia gets a little panicky and they go, okay, we got to bring in the vet. Come on over, Freeman. The Colts brought in Lamar Miller. Maybe they could look towards Devonta Freeman. Lev Bell's banged up right now. Duke Johnson has been a bit banged up for Houston. The problem is, and I think this is one of the big reasons why Freeman's unsigned, Mitch, he was bad last year.
I was going to say, he's not good.
He was bad. 3.6 yards per carry on a significant amount, so it's not like, oh, he only had 50 carries.
On a good offense.
Yeah.
Yes, the offensive line is suspect. He can catch the football, but I will continue to say this. Devonta Freeman was good for 2 years because he was in a great system and a great offense with Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Sorry, Freeman, if you're watching. So what do y'all think here? Oh, boy.
We got him in there. I got Antonio Brown in there. We're not going to really talk about him because he's not going to sign right now.
Man.
But I put him in there for you guys. I know how much you love it. I did it for you.
Do you want AB for yes, FAB for no? Y'all know what to do. At this point, I got to type my FAB.
You're not a player you want to bring into your organization. It's Earl Thomas is bordering on the Antonio Brown spectrum, I guess I'll call it, in terms of he's not a guy you want with your team. He's going to give you more trouble than he's actually going to produce on the field. I say FAB. I do wonder if a team loses a key guy to a receiver.
Big Bricks is typing
like,
AB.
let me just throw out this hypothetical very briefly. Knock on wood, hope it does not happen. Seahawks get to week 9, they're 7-2 or whatever. Tyler Lockett gets hurt.
Oh, boy.
Do they say, oh, shoot, let's bring in Antonio Brown?
He's still got to be – he's suspended for 7 games.
8 games. He'd be back by then. That's why I picked that after week 8. I think maybe. Maybe.
I don't know, Tom. Let's go to Clay Matthews here, next free agent who could sign.
I wanted to add an edge rusher, maybe Ansah. Not a bunch of great options out there right now in terms of, players who can get the quarterback, which makes sense. It's a premium position. Teams don't let the good players sit out there. He did have some interest with the Denver Broncos. Those two sides could not agree to a deal, which I found pretty fascinating. Maybe it could change and the two sides could revisit it.
True.
The Seahawks had allegedly expressed some interest. The 8 sacks was a bit deceptive last year, but as a veteran presence who, let's say, gets you 4, at this stage in the offseason, if you can get 4 sacks off the street,
yeah,
that's pretty good.
He's also always been a good locker room player.
Exactly.
Very player coach as well. So if that's the type of player you're looking for, maybe you go out and get a Clay Matthews.